This is day 854 of the Arukh HaShulchan Yomi. If you'd like to sponsor upcoming share more of the Arukh HaShulchan Yomi, please contact me directly. It would be very greatly appreciated. Today we're doing Siman Tov Kuf Mem Tes Sif Dalid Tov Kuf Nun Aleph Sif Beis. Dalid. Dalid Thomas Alolu. These four fasts. I am first Kabbalah. I didn't even know Navi Zechariah. They're explicit in Tanakh by the Navi Zechariah. Kamar Hashem Tzvakos. Tzomar Avi, the fourth, the fast of the fourth month, with Tzachmishi of the fifth month, Tzomar Shvi the seventh month, with Tzomar Asiri, and the 10th month. You basically do the will be for the Jewish people, eventually for rejoicing and happiness. Tzomar Avi, you Shiva Sarbat Tamush, Chodesh Avi, Shiva Sarbat House in the fourth month. Tzomar Chamishi, Tisha B'Av, Shiva Chodesh Chamishi, Tisha B'Av is in the fifth month. Tzomar Shvi, Tzomar G'dai, Shiva Shivi, the Chodeshim, Tzomar G'dai is in the seventh month. Tzomar Asiri, Sarbat Tamush, Shiva Chodeshim, Sarbat Tamush is in the 10th month. No good call you so yummy. All of Ami so fast on these days. I forgot the Baisishan Huvka, the Baisishan of Koyushlam, but Tisha Batamus, you'll see Malachim Misham, even though the first base I make Yerushalayim was the siege Yerushalayim was broken into by the forces of Nebuchadnezzar on the 9th day of Tammuz, like it says in Malachim. Come, look at Tinus. Nevertheless, they did not enact the Tinus on that day. Like Rishiva saw only the 17th day of Tammuz, Shibishnia, Bov Koyer, in which the sea was broken into in the second base of Mikdash period. And this is an account, I think. He means by later, not just and by us, but an account of that by us. The destruction of the is more severe because from then on we have been diminished and scattered to the four corners of the earth. It's too much to expect the community to fast on the 9th and the 17th of Tammuz. In the brackets, the Beis Yosef V'Shem Rabbeinu Yerucham the Gedaliah Nerag Rosh Hashanah Mincha Yom Machar. The Beis Yosef brings down the name Rabbeinu Yerucham. That Gedaliah was actually going to Rosh Hashanah, and the fast was pushed up to the next day. Kongam Ein Lo Tainus Anid Kaliyan Baal Bris. That it doesn't have the status of a Tainus which is pushed up. There's a Baal Bris that you can eat on a day of a Tainus Nidcha. Because it's always like that. It's not like a Tainus is pushed up from Shabbos to Sunday. That Korah Ima Tchia, everybody sees it's pushed off. Hashkim Some Gedar is posted to Gedar Shechol Shnim Shavim. All the years are equivalent. Maskana Sataz, as the task concludes on Yain Shav. Hey, but Gemara Darish Mikroy, Gemara expounds some Sukkim. The Schaya in there in the work of Schaya. Zam Mikdash Yotzom says Sasan Simcha. Time in the base of Mikdash. These fasts were days of happiness and rejoicing. I think the Rambam holds in the time by Shane they were not. But only the that will be in the eventual future. Smara Churban, in time of the base of destruction, when the nation of Israel is in travail, we are required to fast these days. It's a mitzvah say from Divrei Nevi'im. All the Jews accept upon themselves. Time we are not in travail. But most of the majority wants to fast, they fast. If they don't want, they don't fast. In the Ratzu Kibbutz today, everybody wants and has accepted the fast. Especially nowadays when there are constant travails. Come, look about on like a tiny seaboard. Gomer nevertheless is not accepted by ourselves like a full tiny seaboard, which would entail Yosef Seaboard Yom stopping to eat from before nightfall the previous evening. To go barefoot, and refrain from washing and anointing and marital relations. Only Tisha B'Av we give that severity. Us because then the travails were especially great. And that has nothing to do with what we want. Or the other three fast. We eat the night before. We only don't conduct all the other chumas. At least honestly, only fast from morning till evening. As is the halacha for a kindness of an individual. And today, in our great iniquities, people are scoff, mock, are not meticulous with these fasts. And eventually, they are going to have to give accounting for this, for not having kept them properly. Nowadays, I think most men do fast properly on the Tanesim, although perhaps I've led a sheltered life and I'm not fully aware of what goes on. Of course, women are more mako in general with fasting, and of course the briskers are very mako with fasting because of the Kuach Nefesh, but that is a different group. not us. The Chamishu anybody that's healthy, also literally froshing on Tzibor is not allowed to separate himself from the community. For a mitzvah say divrei Kabbalah, and he violates a mitzvah say from Navi. So even saying has to eat because he's weak. He should not eat like he does on a normal day. Only enough food and drink to sustain his body. And that is our custom. Tough kuf nun. The difference between Tisha B'Av and other fasts. Everybody's required to fast these 4 fasts. Plus, they throw together and not allowed to break the friends. Somebody who has an illness of the eyes, if the fast will not ruin his eyes. The Biur writes that people have eye aches even if they have great anguish. It's possible this is severe and they should not refrain from breaking the fast. But in the Kovetz, whatever that is, he wrote to be lenient. Everything is to be Ru'us Einayim, which I think is a double entendre. Means according to how the person's sick person's eyes can see, and according to the position, what the assessment of the Rav who's paskening. They actually somebody asked me about they had their eyes hurt and whether they should break their fast, and I said if the fast at all makes them feel worse, they should break their fast and not sustain it. So to anybody who has an ache, which is not one of the aches which fast exacerbates, such as a sensation in the heart or the head, you suddenly should fast. Women who are pregnant or nursing should not fast on any of the 3 fasts except for Tisha B'Av. But healthy women, they have the custom to machmir in those 3 fasts. All right, so we see, on the months, see a lot of Hasidic women, and you can see them on fast days walking around eating befarhesia. So obviously, when Hasidim, they don't take these 3 fasts seriously, and this is trickled down to non-Hasidic women as well. Mr. Burr, even if they're not nursing or pregnant. Mr. says that some pregnant is defined as from the time you can notice the fetus. Nevertheless, it's possible that even after 40 days since conception, it's also considered to be pregnant for this purpose if she feels anguish. But if it's less than 40 days, it would seem that she's like any other woman unless she has some great pains and anguish. I'm not sure if it's Lachmir about Shosha Thomas. I would time show me also Lachmir, though fast for rains are not supposed to make because that much causes in tough kuf ayin hey. Become a never as Batania schools to call yourself, and these fasts which are fixed for Obama so Rasosh Lachmir, they're allowed to be making on themselves. I'm not sure if Staros Arbay, if they have great anguish also in Lachmir, then may not be in intrusion. Abishlev is a sakana law or lavlad, even though there won't be any danger to her or to the child. Sotom is weak in his body. Lachmir lovely sanos labati shav should not be machmir to fast only on Tisha B'Av. And of course, Yom Kippur, which is not being discussed here. Base the Shlosha Thomas Alol Mutayim Berchitzav Sikon Nila Sasan Tashi Shamita. All these fasts you're allowed to the 3 fasts except for Tisha B'Av. You're allowed to wash and anoint and put on shoes and have marital relations. Mr. Williams Baal never she machir all of them. Unless the night she goes to the mikvah comes out on the night of the fast, and you should have relations. Also, wearing shoes you should not be machmir because he'll be a butt of jokes. We don't want that to happen. We don't stop eating from the evening before. It's interesting about Shartzim until your rabbi in the name of the Shloh. That Baal never should be machmir to start from the night before. I've never heard of anybody doing so. Then ain't no time Sibor, back with Tisha B'Av. There's no time Sibor today except on Tisha B'Av. All these fasts they're coming on Shabbos. Matchino some Arukh Shabbos. They push them until after Shabbos. Want to do them before Shabbos? Livnei Shabbos, Esther, like we do in Tais Esther. Because to bring upon ourselves earlier a fast which has to do with travails. To Ami, so we don't bring on ourselves earlier. But according to our calendar, our servant tables cannot come out on Shabbos. Erev Shabbos, Only on Erev Shabbos it can take place. Plus, it's sunny boat, and then we do fast on it. Even though they're paying some more not to complete the fast when it comes to Erev Shabbos, we fast. Mashim, we complete it. For Kohen Vayichal Boker Mincha, we read Vayichal in the morning and Mincha. Five comes to Anshe Mish Maimah Loikrim Erev Shabbos Mincha. Even though the people of the Maimah, the time of the Beis Hamikdash, would not read the Vayichal by Erev Shabbos by Mincha, even though it's fast for them. Minei Kovet Shabbos, so because the honor of Shabbos. That's because it would not fast on Erev Shabbos. In fact, you're not Shemana fast every other day of the week, not fast Erev Shabbos. Was toast on a communal fast. Also there, it was every week that they had this issue of a Friday. But here it's just something that happens every many years. However, you don't say by Mincha of Sarbatavus and on Arab Shabbos, the Vidui and Avinu Malkeinu, Avanenu Amrim, but we do say Nenu in Shemon Esrei. Not sure what Vidui is referring to. So the probably means the Vidui which we don't say anyway. This is Ashkenaz. Shalom Baganu by Mincha. Chuppah biyom Tainis, Arab Shabbos. If there is a chuppah, okay, on the Friday of Asar B'Teves. Not in spot mincha because Vayichal, customs to daven mincha to read Vayichal v'chakach chosim chuppah. And after this, make a chuppah. V'leishto chosam akalam me'akos. Chosam akal should not drink from the cup of the kiddushin or nisuin. Kitzurim v'sos arev because they have to fast till nightfall. Shtu tinokos akos, children should drink the cup. Koshken shachal tainis shivas yimei mishnah shemchulim v'sos and when the times comes out. One of the 7 days of Sheh Brachos, they have to fast. But even those that are accustomed to fast on the Yortzeit should not fast during the Sheva Brachos. None of the other 3 fasts, and the other 4 fasts, including Yom Kippur, Tisha B'Av, Shivas, Tamid, Tzom Gedaya, and Yom Kippur, and for that matter, Taanis Esther, ever come out on Erev Shabbos. I think Taanis Esther can come on Erev Shabbos, but we don't fast when it comes to Erev Shabbos. It's extremely rare. Yeshua writes, if it's a nidche, a chassan can drink from the kosher bracha, and also he can drink afterwards. I guess not necessarily on Friday. Any nidche, obviously, but I know it came out Sunday evening. Sharat Zion says that by nidche you're not required to complete the fast. The chassan is not required to complete the fast until Tzei Kochavim, even during Sheva Brachas. The halacha says that even though Yortzeit doesn't have to fast during the Sheva Brachos, he should be matir neder. According to the strict law of law, there is no prohibition to take a hot shower or a hot bath during on 3 fasts. Konka minig less or nevertheless the minig is the aser. Agrev Shabbos rochti mechamin just in Erev Shabbos you use warm water and they call the Shabbos because it's on Shabbos. But Sunday evening in a club and a cold water is no minig whatsoever. You're allowed to wash in cold water. Mr. Tradition says that you can wash your hands, face, and legs on hot water as well. It's also go to a schwitz to sweat is permitted. It's not pleasure, but rather removing anguish of sweat. I'm not sure exactly how perspiration removes the anguish of sweat, but somehow or another it does. If of course the person is feeling particularly ucky, somebody asked me today about that, then we can be makel for them to take a shower on one of the other fasts because it's not a shower of tainug, but of removing dirt, the tsar of being dirty. Dalit, Kosar Rabbeinu B'Yisrael Dalit. B'Yisrael writes, the Shabbos Kodim Atzayim, the Shabbos before the fast, Makrish Shtel Tzibur Tzom, Shtel Tzibur announces the upcoming fast. Because the Tisha B'Av Tzom Kippur Tainis Eser, except for Tisha B'Av and Yom Kippur and Tainis Eser, a kaf alai piu. And these 3, aleph for of, kaf for Kippur, and pay for the other ones, Vakeret. Akaf of, kaf Kippur, pay Purim. Okay, that actually was right. Av is for of, kaf is Kippur, and pay Purim. You don't pronounce the time Mishum Shol Elu Shol Shtanios. These 3 fasts ain't totally brought to Tzibur. It's nothing to do with the will of the Tzibur. They are, I guess, kavur no matter what. But even Tainis Esther on the as opposed to the other ones, Avol Shivas Sartam Tzom Gedai Sarbateves, Omer Gemara says Sham Ratzu Misanim. It is something to do with the decision of the tzibur. L'chem Achrizin Ratzin. Therefore, we announce that we want to. L'chem Lefi Ma'Takaim of Dachshav Eino Tolei B'Ratzon. Well, now there's nothing to do with whether we want to or not. Too bad. We've already automatically accepted all these fasts. Therefore, our custom not to announce any of them. Because now it has nothing to do with whether we want to or not. Tough Kufnan Aleph. Dine Yamim, Shin Rosh Chodesh Av, Shavuot Shechal, B'Tisha B'Av B'Socha. The halachas of from Rosh Chodesh Av and the week in which Tisha B'Av takes place. It's a long simon, 39 sifim. Al Tnai B'Shli Tais, and Masech Tais. When Av commences, we diminish the amount of simcha in which we engage. That tells us how we diminish. Without explanation. The concept of diminished simcha cloud means it shouldn't be about matter of simcha at all. You have to say it's located. Otherwise, what's the measure of how much you're supposed to diminish? It says Kain's a custom Taisim Gil Hey Amra base. Taisim wrote something similar. Stam the simcha. When we talk about simcha generically, here we seem to talk about either engagement with a meal, or a marriage up below without a meal. Just like we learned where it's also in this in a similar manner. It will be simcha also because of simcha much tough kuf as we saw previously. We learned in the Brisa. Sorry, the ma'arsin, you can be betrothed of a konsim, but you cannot do a chuppah. You can't make a suda for the betrothal. Masharam is clear that why the Ram not mentioned all this. You learn what you want b'chol it should be a sham. They explain there. They might in simcha b'simcha. You're not allowed to mix one simcha with another simcha. Every now and get married in chol moed apolo suda, even without a festive meal. There's mutar and there's permitted avolobuso, but not with a meal. Became because of mati b'simcha. Because once you know, well, we diminish our simcha. We know that it follows the parameters of chol moed. Nevertheless, the words of the Rambam fall short. He wants to learn in two brises. The Rosh Chodesh that from Rosh Chodesh until the fast, the people diminish their commercial activity. We suddenly tame from being involved in commercial activity. Even those who took from building and planting. Why is not mentioned this at all? Rifa Rosh also mentioned it. The two Shulchan do mention this, as we shall see. It's possible to say that the people diminish their activities. And we didn't say you're not allowed to buy and sell or to involve in commercial activities. Like we learned there. Like we learned there specifically the week in which Tisha B'Av takes place. You're not allowed to take a haircut or to laundry shop. So it would come out that it's not the strict halacha. Shnogu came out smart, but rather it's the minhag on their own, since it's not specified. Wherever that is custom, they never custom, the Ram didn't have to mention it. And if that's the case, it makes sense that which today we don't know from such an issue. Nosim, we engage in commercial activity and we build and we plant during the 9 days. The Donim were already astonished about this. The Tazim Beis Yosef. When I asked the Shab, according to what he wrote, it says it has to do with the custom. It said the Ram didn't specify. It works out why we can do it. Back says, so it's something similar. Lechem Mishnah is not happy with it. And tomorrow, we will see what the Arukh HaShulchan has to say himself about this issue.